Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the XP podcast. My name is Rob, and I'm joined by my co-host, my fellow Elden Lord, Adam.
hmm
How you doing, Adam?
I'm great. It's been quite a trip, as you've alluded to. Both you and I have gotten the platinum for Elden Ring,
No
and
biggie.
it's been an interesting time since then.
It sure
That
has.
that was an all-consuming game, and now there's a fallout after that, and
Exactly.
now it's just picking up the pieces. Oh, what
Yeah,
games do I play now?
yeah. Well, what's funny is I platinum that game, and then I get sick, and I can't play any games. Like
Mm.
when I, for those who are listening, I have like my whatchamacallit, blue light filters on my glasses right now because when I'm sick, I can't play games. I can't read. Like when Vanessa just goes through like the menu of Netflix, for some reason that bugs my eyes out. And so I
Man.
can't do anything. And so all I've been doing has been watching Breaking Bad. And I think the only reason why that's been helping me out is that show is so yellow that it's just so
Mm,
easy on the eyes, you
it
know?
is.
So I've been just watching Breaking Bad the entire time. So for those listening, if you hear me like mute out every once in a while, that's probably because I'm coughing my lungs out on the side. But don't worry, because Austin and our other co-host, Adam and our other co-host Austin, who has not been here for quite a while.
Been a
Austin,
minute.
how have you been doing, man?
I've been good. I've definitely felt the hole in my heart that is speaking with you guys about video games. I feel like I've lived a whole cycle of games and haven't been able to talk about it. So I'm very
Oh, that
excited to
sucks. Yeah.
to be here.
Yeah.
But I've been good. It's just like life as usual. Wake up, work, eat, go to sleep. Did go to Galaxy's Edge, which was like a dream
Mm,
come true. So that was amazing.
Nice.
Went to Orlando with some friends, and that was massive.
That's awesome.
Equally as amazing as it was exhausting. It's very
sweet.
tiring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get yourself a lightsaber?
I did not build a lightsaber. I know
Oh,
it was just like Disney World is expensive enough as it is. I just couldn't think about spending another $230 on a.
is that really how much it is?
Yeah, they're
They're
expensive.
n- they're
Oh man.
nice.
They're
Oh
nice. They're
God.
expensive, and yeah,
I would also
yeah,
hesitate to get that
It's
too.
it's the grown-ups build a bear.
it really
Yeah.
is. It really is. But it was incredible, and if you're even remotely a Star Wars fan, like I highly would recommend visiting at one point in your life. It's definitely worth it. They thought of everything. Oh, and the week before, I literally went the week before they released, Boba and the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda
Mm,
like out into the world. So like they're walking around
Oh.
now, but like they weren't when I was there, which is super upsetting.
Oh. Dang.
Would have loved to see.
And you said you went to the one in Florida, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay,
In
so
Florida.
I've never been to Disney World Land Park, whatever you
mhm.
call it.
Hmm.
Um, there's different sections, correct? That's broken up into based on the different aspects of Disney. What was your
Yes.
favorite one out of all of them? I'm guessing it was the Star Wars one, right?
Yeah, so we went to all four parks. That's Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. Inside
Okay.
Hollywood Studios is Galaxy's Edge. For
Okay.
me, to keep it brief, like Animal
Take as
King.
long as you want.
Honestly, okay, so Animal Kingdom was like beautiful, and I think it was the most pleasurable park to be in because you're like under a canvas of trees most of the time. So like you're
Oh,
nice
okay.
and cool, and it's really pretty, and there's animals. It's like a zoo and a theme park just
Mhm.
combined.
Okay.
It's incredible, and inside Animal Kingdom is the whole Avatar universe, Pandora, which was just like,
Oh,
Oh.
sweet. Sweet.
yeah, which works perfectly with the park. And that part of Animal Kingdom is just incredible. Like, and the rides there are like unreal. Like they're
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
amazing. Yeah. So
Were they promoting the next movie already or no?
not really. Not really, no.
Okay.
Yeah, they hadn't really put anything out yet, for the
Okay.
new Avatar stuff. But man, I also was reminded like how amazing that movie was. Like I hadn't watched it in well over a decade, but then when I went to that park, I was like, oh my gosh, the music in this film, like, oh, this really like even
Hmm.
though it came out like over a decade ago, like it still looked incredible.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh,
I
yeah,
still haven't seen that movie yet.
dude,
That's
gotta
crazy.
see it.
We were supposed Vanessa and I were actually supposed to go to the one in California, what, like 2 years ago, and then COVID hit. And then that just never, and that was gonna be like my first time ever going. I
Disneyland, yes,
legit, I was already prepared to be like, I'm gonna spend this X amount of money to
yeah,
go do this and this and that. And
yes,
it just fell through. So
yep.
maybe one day.
Mm.
But Austin, we missed you. We're glad that you're back after 2 episodes, which is technically 2 months
Oh my
of
gosh.
not being here. So but without further ado, y'all, this is the XP podcast, your video game podcast, where us three come together on this digital table to discuss all things video games. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or corrections, you can send them our way on Twitter at Ambitious Casual, or if you're watching on YouTube, just leave them in the comments. And without further ado, let's get on to the show. Usually I have a little bit more energy. I'm a little more like, whoa, but anyways,
Mm.
we're covering Summer Game Fest. The last episode, Adam and I, we covered the PlayStation State of Play. So if anyone's wondering why we're not covering that here, go check out the other episode. We
Mhm.
covered it right over there for you guys, whole hour long over there. But we're going to be covering the week of Summer Game Fest, which is practically the new E3. So when we get
Hmm.
right into it, in the order of things, let's start with Summer Game Fest. The the
Mhm.
the the Jeff Keighley special, as
Yes.
some may call it. And
Yes.
this is the one that kind of started it all. Well, not technically not. Um Adam, you put together an entire list of dates and everything that was going on with Summer Game Fest week. But we'll start with Summer Game Fest. Adam, I'm gonna throw it to you first. I don't want to go through everything. What stood out
Sure.
to you the most from Summer Game Fest that you really want to talk about?
That I really wanna talk about. It's hard to say. We've had it's been like a theme for this year because we saw quite a bit at Sony State of Play. I would say we saw
Yeah.
quite a bit at Summer Game Fest and Xbox of
Yep.
just a bunch of creepy games.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
what I'm not about. I can't handle it. Callisto Protocol, there was another Aliens one. There's the Layers of Fears
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
Yeah.
that Bloober team is working on. And I'm just like, I'm not here for any of it. I'm kind of scrolling through to remind myself what was there, but um most of the stuff that really stuck out to me were on the indie side.
Mm.
Um like there's that Witchfire game that looks very interesting. It's kind of like
Yes.
I'm trying to remember what someone described it as, but it was like Doom meets Skyrim or something like that. But it's like this kind of very kinetic, fast
Mm.
paced first
Mm.
person shooter in like this weird fantasy setting world. Um, so that stuck out to me. Obviously, Cuphead DLC, I think finally got a date at the showcase. I think
And if
for end of
anyone
this
wants
month.
to cut in and
Yeah,
elaborate
please.
on whatever it is, go for it. Go for it. So,
So, but yeah, Cuphead DLC got a date, and we got a date for TMNT Shredder's Revenge,
very
Yeah.
excited.
and
Very
those are
excited.
like my highlights.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that game comes out in 2 days as of when
Yeah.
we're recording this.
Oh my
So by the
gosh.
time that uh, anyone actually hears this, it's out,
Yeah.
which is really
Adam,
exciting.
are you gonna get the physical copy you sent us from what
Oh
are they called?
man.
What's that website?
I think that
Limited
one
run
was
games?
from
Limited
Limited
Run.
Run Games. There are a few sites like that. I think I am 8-bit does some games like that, and then Special Reserve is another site that
Okay.
do these physical releases.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard to say. The problem with that is you pre-order it, and
Mm.
the physical copies won't actually come out for several months
Yeah.
after the game is launched digitally.
Because they need to
Just
get like
because
all the pre-orders, correct? And then
yeah, so
they
they're
fill it.
verifying exactly how many they're going to basically make in a
Oh my
sense.
gosh, yeah, that takes a while.
So everyone who pre-orders through them, they'll do like I think it depends on which one, but a lot of these limited run publishers will do like a limited amount through certain third party vendors. So sometimes Amazon will get that stuff. Best Buy gets a
Definitely.
lot of that stuff. That's how I picked up a copy of Celeste. I
Oh
think I got
yes.
Wander Song from Target,
Oh,
which
Nice.
is a limited run.
Kind of
No, I got
random, isn't
Wonder
it?
Song from Best Buy as well. But a lot of my favorite indies have all
yeah,
gotten those releases and gone through. A lot of them Best Buy, but Amazon and some other places will have them.
yeah,
So I don't know if I will because
yeah.
I think I could wait. I think I could wait. So I'm going to consider it. But yeah, that
Okay,
they have like these, standard edition, like just the game, like $35
yeah,
usually. But then you get like collector's editions. So I think like the TMNT one I sent you guys had like a classic kind of VCR looking like
yes.
case
VHS.
that yeah, VHS, sorry, not VCR, VHS case with like some kind of animated hand drawn like TMNT art and
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it
then
was an actual VHS with something on it.
no, it's just
Oh,
like a
Okay.
case.
Okay.
It's just a case that looks pretty cool. I'm just trying to see if I
oh,
could
they
I
included a
we're
Pizza
going on a
Hut card.
tangent, but you guys asked for this, so
No, the
we're just
Pizza Hut
gonna we're
No,
card.
just gonna lean
That's
into
what I
it.
no,
love.
please, please. Austin, real quick, in regards to TMNT, are you liking what you've seen? Is this like like a deal for you? Like you're gonna jump into this?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's purely nostalgia. Like, I bet it is like a really fun
Definitely.
game. I mean, those games are always very fun. In fact, I recently played like one of the first like arcade ones at Free Play. They have that
Mhm.
Oh
there in
yeah,
Denton. I
yeah,
recently
yeah.
played that, and I was like, just reminded, like, oh my gosh, these games were crazy. They just it just looks honestly like I'm such a visuals guy, and like I will buy a game if the art style is just super captivating, and to me it is.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I'm going
Yeah.
to do like a limited run physical thing, but I may go ahead and
Mhm.
do a digital download and
Oh, definitely.
just to have
Well,
like in the collection.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to remember the developer on this. Was it .emu? Either
I
developer or
think you're right
publisher,
on that.
but they did Streets of Rage 4, which I know people were huge
Yes.
fans of and thought went really well. So
Yes.
this game
Loved
looks
it.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, just as brawlers go, but the fact
Yeah.
that it lets you do up to 6 people co-op,
That's too much.
um,
that's
That's too much, yo.
6 people on a Switch.
I mean, that's so cool. I mean, online, I think, or local, but 8
Yeah.
people, up to 8 people can play Brawl. Like, I
That's
think
true. Yeah,
I
that's
think this
true.
could be handled.
Hey
I mean, you're
guys,
not
come
gonna
on
play
over.
it like
Let's play TMNT on tabletop
yeah,
mode,
on
man.
Yeah.
tabletop.
We're
Yeah,
all
that's
crowded
totally
around.
what's gonna happen. But the
Yes.
last thing I'll say, so one of the limited run editions comes with a free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut, like a coupon
Yes.
for one, which
Oh,
is
let's
what like
go.
one of the original games, TMNT games that was like SNES or NES
Yeah.
came with a coupon for that. So it's like it's a huge callback to I don't know for
Yeah.
nostalgic sake, right?
Yeah.
I
It's
love
all
it. I
nostalgia, but
love
it
it.
looks
That's all
really
that
good.
matters. That's all that matters. I'm a big fan of TMNT. I'm not like the I'm never I'm not to anything like an obsessive fan of anything. But
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm a good fan of a lot of things. And
Yeah.
TMNT is one of them. I don't know why. I've always been so into TMNT. If I could get a tattoo of the OG TMNT when all of
Yes.
them were black and white with the red bandanas, like love that. That is my favorite everything. And so this game, I'm so stoked for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't wait. So I am sign me up. I'm here for this one all the way.
Pizza. The pizza looks so good in Teenage
Yeah.
Mutant
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles. It's like I want it so bad.
Yeah.
every time, every time.
What about you, Rob? I mean, was there stuff that stuck out for you from this one?
Well, there is, but I'm gonna throw it to Austin real quick. My
Oh, okay.
throat's still feeling a little fuzzy. I feel like I'm gonna start coughing in a bit.
No, you're good.
Austin, for you on Summer Game Fest,
Yeah.
what are some things that stood out to you?
Yeah. So, I actually really, I have a weird relationship with horror, scary games because, like, I really like them, but I'm also terrified of them. But
Yep.
I'm like interested. So like I always say like, oh, I'm gonna play through this. I'm gonna play through Resident Evil 7, but then I start playing and I'm like,
Nope.
I don't like this. But man, the trailers they gave us for Aliens,
Yeah.
all these games, the Callisto Protocol, like they were incredible. I have to say, like they really like they look really good. The quality looks really good. I'm loving, seeing a lot of things coming in Unreal Engine 5. Man, the
Yeah.
quality is just nuts. So I don't know. I may pick one up. The thing is like whenever my wife's always like, "Oh, but you should play through like a scary game because I love those scary games." She's like, "Why don't you play
Oh,
The Last
dude.
of Us?" I'm like, "I don't have a
Dude.
PlayStation. I can't."
Oh,
So maybe I'll get one of these scary games so that like, Sid can watch me play them because I think she'd like that.
Callisto Protocol all the way,
Oh
baby.
my
Oh man,
gosh.
looks so scary.
Well,
Layers of fears. Oh,
does she like creepy or gory? Like, is there a bent? Because I feel like that could really depend or
You can
dictate
go
which way you go on
Scorn,
this.
that is
yeah.
just body horror all the
See,
way, or you can
no,
just go like
no.
campiness,
Yeah, it's got to have a good, compelling story, and if
Okay.
like if
You
there's going to be a
guys,
lot of gore.
you guys
So,
should play the quarry.
Oh yeah.
oh, we should,
Yeah, you should play the Quarry.
we should, we should. Play
Vanessa and I are
Quarry.
actually planning on playing that. I don't know when, but soon
Yes.
because she loved Until Dawn. Yeah, the Quarry would be great.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for those games. Ready for all the Goat Simulator 3 gameplay that will invade my TikTok feed. I'm super
What
hoping
what
that
a
happens.
tease that trailer was. That
I
was
what do you
what a
mean?
tease. So they basically like duped you into thinking that was a trailer for Dead Island 2, which is vaporware.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Because the way that they started is basically
I
the
love
way
it.
that the last trailer for Dead Island 2 started.
They got me,
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I've never played Dead Island, but this is Dead Island. This
It's a
is
big
the
deal.
trailer for it.
Yeah.
It's a
Yep.
big deal. And then there were a bunch of goats, and I'm like,
Dang it.
this ain't it.
I love it.
So yeah, that one, and I'm also really interested. I've never been a survival game type guy, but Nightingale looks really cool. Just like
Mm.
all the the
Okay.
whole world, and this kind of like Baroque type 18th century mixed in with survival and magic. It looks really cool. I definitely will want to give it a try for sure.
Was that the one that had like warp gate type stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I
am I
think
thinking
so.
of a
I
different
believe
one?
so. I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's just, yeah, it looks super interesting. And, usually like survival games are, I don't know, it's like, oh, you're in a Jurassic planet, or you're in this certain environment, or oh, it's like post apocalyptic. But this one's like, oh, this is very different. This is very different. So
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
want to get a try. Man, there's just so many, but I think those are probably like the highlights for me personally. Yeah. Yep, that's probably it for me. Just like the horror games I might get into, and some of those. Cuphead looks fun. That looks really
Mhm.
good. They always kill it. I'm always like so entranced by Cuphead. I'm like, man, how do they
It's unbelievable.
how do they do this? Like it looks straight out of a old like cartoon. Like it is insane how
Yeah.
this is like playable and controllable.
You know what's funny is that Netflix made a show on it, and I'm like, how does the show not look as good as the game?
I see.
Isn't it wild?
Did you see it? Because I wanted to watch that. Was it any good?
I haven't watched it. I've seen a lot of clips from it. It's just
different.
it, like, you know what? How the new Mickey Mouse, like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but like the new Disney Mickey Mouse kind of art style, cartoony look it like is. Adam, please, I'm sure you've seen it.
The cheap like CG.
No. It's very cartoony, like very flowy. I don't know. It's really, it's like this modernized, retro look or retro look. I don't know. It's hard to explain it. They kind of are doing that for Cuphead, and it doesn't look
Okay.
anywhere close to what the game looks like, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I don't think I know what Mickey Mouse you're talking about. In this house, it's just the clubhouse, and
It's
I hate it.
Clubhouse.
My
Hot
bad.
dog.
We don't watch it.
I apologize,
Avoid
my
it.
guy. I apologize.
Another one I wanted to mention was
Go for it.
because I'm a huge fan Roger Clark from
Mhm.
Red Dead,
Oh
and Troy
yes, let's
Baker.
go.
The two
Let's
most
go.
incredible video game actors are in Fort Solis
Dude, most
together,
definitely.
and that looks like it's going to be a really good like cinematic, story driven game.
Yeah.
With a lot of great acting and oh man, that looked really cool. And I'm just huge fans
Yeah.
of those actors, so I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Say less.
I'm
Say less.
I'm so
Troy
used to
Baker and Roger Clark.
yeah. I
Let's
wonder
go.
if Roger Clark. I wonder what see because Roger Clark is like Irish, I think, but
Oh
like
yeah.
of course in Red Dead, Arthur Morgan's southern fella.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
bro.
wondering what act is he going to be British? Is he going to be American? Like, what's it going to
Oh,
be?
that's a good point.
I don't know.
You know what's interesting is, and it's probably because have not heard Roger Clark enough.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's hard. Like Troy Baker, just he has a distinct voice that anytime I hear him,
yeah.
I'm like, that's Troy Baker. There's like another game on here where I was like, that's Troy Baker. Like
Oh,
Troy
that's
Baker's
him.
in almost everything.
Yeah,
Roger Clark, though,
yeah.
like
Mostly Red Dead.
he probably has a much more of an ability to probably camouflage himself in so much things to where people
Yeah,
are going to be like, oh, that was Roger Clark.
yeah,
I think that's probably going to work to his advantage because that he has that much dynamic range, you know?
yeah. Totally. Yeah. But all in all, it's a great show, and I enjoyed it. There are a lot of other games on there that looked pretty good. Like I don't remember seeing one game and being like that looks except for hold on, what was that? What's that one that parkour first person thing genre? This neon white.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
why. Like
Yeah.
that genre of game just annoys me, and maybe that's just me being closed minded because I haven't played it. I know there are a few other ones sort of like it, but I don't know. I'm just like,
I
what? I don't
there's
get the hype
there's
around
no
this.
game like that. There's no game
Is it
like
just
that.
neon white? Yeah.
It's just neon
Excuse
white.
you. Excuse
It's
you. It
it
is a card based shooter. Excuse you.
Oh right, a card
well
based
a
shooter.
card-based shooter that's geared towards speed running and
Yeah,
has
exactly.
like kinetic
Yeah,
momentum of something like
keep a
Mirror's
flow.
Edge.
Yeah.
Like yeah, that's
Well, okay. So
it's
my
unique.
question for you guys is, as PlayStation owners, and I wish I was, the Last of Us remake announcement. How did you feel about that?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
The Last of Us remake.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was literally at work. I took my break at the beginning that the Summer Game Fest started.
Yep.
I should have known that was the wrong time to start because last year they ended with Elden Ring. I was like,
Oh.
I should have taken it later in the show. Um,
Mm.
so by the time work was done, which was an hour and a half later, I literally got on my bike and I was zooming as fast as I can to get back home. And I had my phone propped up onto my mount, and I saw Neil Druckmann come on, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?"
Wait, while you were riding your bike?
While I was riding my bike, yeah.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
I got home, like lifted my bike onto my stoop in my door down and whatever.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
when I got home, I put it on the TV, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm so excited. I'm gonna
Yeah.
replay it.
Yeah. Good.
It looks amazing. The side by sides. I couldn't tell what was different while I was watching the thing. But
Huh.
until they showed the side by sides, the
You're like,
comparisons was when I was like,
oh.
oh,
Yeah.
this is where it's really okay. I see what's going on. And as a matter of fact, um, Digital Foundry released a video. I think it was today or yesterday, kind of breaking down the difference between the two of the Last of Us remastered. That was for
Mm.
the PS4
Yeah.
or PS4 Pro, and then The Last of Us Part One, which is the remake, like complete remake from the ground up.
Yeah.
And go check that out if you guys haven't seen it yet. But I can't wait. It's also one of those things where I told Vanessa, if I play the Part One, it might make me go back and play Part Two. Like
Yeah.
it's just gonna be that direct lead in, and I don't know exactly what else did they change. Like I know that they adopted a lot of the gameplay mechanics
Mm.
from
Yeah.
part two,
Yeah.
and they kind of refined a lot of things. So like Ellie in part two can crouch and go underneath cars and climb on top of cars and jump and do all these kinds of things. And You
Mhm.
were not able to do that at all with the first one.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if you can do that in this, that'd be
I
interesting.
I think so. They said that they built the combat and I think
Yeah.
like the exploration, but definitely the combat from the ground up. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna have all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just don't know if they're gonna be able to connect areas a bit more differently.
Mm.
Like less. I don't know. Like if it's gonna be beat for beat the exact same thing, that's totally fine. I don't care as long as it looks tremendously better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm all right with that. Sign me up. I'm in. I love the fact that they just call it Part One,
Mhm.
just because they want to sell it. They're trying to rebrand it, to an
Yeah.
extent for people who are gonna jump into the TV show that comes out next year.
Yeah.
And if someone's like, "Oh, this is a game,"
Now I wanna
where do
play
I
the game.
start? Oh,
Yeah.
start with Part One, then go to Part Two. It's really smart. They're doing a
Yeah.
good job. So I am really looking forward to that. The multiplayer stuff, I felt like that's what they were originally were going to show. And
Mm.
the fact that we just got just an image is fine, but it's not enough for me, honestly. I
Yeah.
was hoping that we would get a little bit of gameplay or something, maybe a
Yeah.
video, but either or I'm excited. I think Factions was a sleeper hit. Like, I don't
Mhm.
think a lot of people saw the potential of what that multiplayer was. I loved it a lot. It was gritty. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like Call of Duty and I don't know, like any other, shooting multiplayer game.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just shoot, 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 throw a knife, bomb, grenade, boom, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Too arcadey.
This is exactly. This is just one of those things where I'm behind a car and I'm literally wrapping on my back like a knife. I'm trying to wrap it with tape, and then
Yeah.
I'm crawling around, get around, and just swing it in a dude's head, and his head just like comes off, and I have to keep going, and it's so much more grittier,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and darker. So I'm looking for more of that. So, and the fact that there's story along with it, sign me up. Like
Yeah.
if Adam and I can play this multiplayer together, if it's like the division,
Yeah.
but more of what the division was actually trying to promise us, but it promises us more than what the division was even attempting to at the very beginning. Ooh, sign me up because
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is what I want from this, and
Yeah.
that'll be the best thing. So,
Yeah.
um, I will say Street Fighter Six. I'm a huge
Yeah.
Street Fighter guy.
Okay,
I love it.
nice. Nice.
I'm looking forward to this. I've bought in Street Fighter 4, 5. I love Street Fighter. Now, is it as good as uh, like the new thing now is like Smash Bros is obviously the ultimate thing right now. And
Sure.
then underneath Smash Bros, everyone's going towards Guilty Gear. They're going towards I know DNF Duel's like a new one. Blaze Blue. All these are from whatchamacallit, Arc System Works.
Hmm.
Oh.
And these guys have been knocking it out of the park. And so Capcom kind of does look a little bit as if they're a little behind,
Mm. Mhm.
their art style doesn't live up to what, Dragon Ball Fighters. Like I love that
Oh,
game because the art style is amazing.
looks amazing,
But
yeah.
it's like if Street Fighter can look like that, man, that would be awesome. But
Yeah.
they're not going to. They
Mm.
still need to kind of continue on the path of where they're on, and I respect it.
Sure.
It looks good, honestly. But I think everything that we're seeing so far looks awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm really into that. Sorry, I'm digging back a little bit to The Last of Us real fast. That picture that Neil Druckmann showed of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. Oh man, I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I was like, this show's gonna knock it out of the park,
Mhm.
dude.
Dude, and I love that they're including the original actors in the
Yeah.
Oh
show, and
yeah,
they're like
Yeah.
legit characters too. They're not just
yeah,
cameos. I'm
yeah. I
excited to
don't
see that.
I don't know who they could be playing. I've played both games, and I've tried thinking to myself, like, again, I they could structure this show in a completely different way than like they could tell the same story, but
Yeah.
restructure it. but in my mind, I'm like, okay, if they just if if the first season of The Last of Us, because I think they said that the first season, I think, is only covering like the first season of the first game. Like the first game is broken up by fall,
Hmm.
winter, spring, and summer. Um,
Oh.
Oh
and
my
so
gosh.
and so if I think the first season of The Last of Us is only covering fall. I could be
That's
completely
crazy.
wrong, or it could
Whoa.
be covering fall and winter. If it is, in my mind, I'm trying to think to myself, who comes out in between that Troy and Ashley can be playing? I can't think of anybody unless
Yeah.
they create a new character or they're visiting things from the future, going to the past. I don't think that'd be a
Hmm.
good idea because I want to see Bella grow up into the role of Ellie over the years.
Yeah.
Hence, that's why I think it'd be better if they just did fall, winter, spring, and summer. That way, that's what, maybe 4 years of her growing up to get to the part where once she's in the Last of Us Part 2 era of the TV show, she's much older, like Ellie is in the game. That'd be ideal. But either or,
Yeah.
I am stoked that Troy and Ashley are going to be in the show. That is awesome that they're actual roles. So that made me super excited. Um, Callisto Protocol, sign me up, dude. Sign me up. Everything that
Yeah.
I saw looks so good. I played Dead
Mhm.
Space 1 the other day, or not the other
Oh,
day, like a year and a half ago
I
on
remember
stream.
that. I remember
Yeah,
watching you
I loved
stream
it.
that.
It was so good. And I've always wanted to go back and play Dead Space 2, but at this point, I might as well wait because they're probably gonna remake it, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, but
All
it's
right,
one of those
maybe.
things where at this point it's weird because it's almost as if someone was like, okay, we're remaking Metal Gear Solid 1 by a whole random team, not included with Hideo Kojima, and then we're gonna make and then Hideo Kojima's gonna make a new game. Which one are you gonna pick? I'm gonna pick the new Hideo Kojima game because
Yeah.
I've already played Metal Gear Solid 1. We're in a place like this right now where people who love the creator of Dead Space, like I feel like everyone's gonna go to Callisto Protocol. No one's gonna care about Dead Space Remake. Like,
Hmm.
why would you at this point? You know, like
Hmm.
just go for
I don't
go
know.
for Callisto Protocol. You're getting probably what you want more than what you are getting from Dead Space Remake because it's backed by EA. I don't know. That's my opinion. Adam, you seem
It's
like you think differently.
it it's hard to say. I think I mean, I also think it just kinda depends on how in the loop you stay in terms of, like, gaming news. Like,
Good point.
I feel like I know plenty of people who are definitely on the more casual gamer side, maybe played a handful of titles, and Dead Space was one of those titles, and they're gonna go back to it, and they're not gonna think and, like or, like, know that, okay, well, the person who originally made Dead Space is actually making Callisto Protocol and has, like, kind of more creative freedom to kinda go back to that, and they don't necessarily have all that history. They just see, "Hey," like, "this came out" like, if someone, I would say, grew up and they had a PlayStation 1 when they grew up and they played Metal Gear Solid, loved it, but then fell off gaming
Yeah.
for a long, long time,
Good
and
point.
then got an announcement that Metal Gear Solid Remake is coming up, and they see, like, a trailer for that, they're like, "Oh my gosh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
an adult now, I have expendable time and
I have
income."
adult money.
Maybe not time, but expendable income, I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
a PS5 and play Metal Gear Solid Remake
Yeah.
Yeah.
because, like,
Good
that's my
point.
childhood.
Yeah.
Very good point.
So I don't know. I think it depends on the audience. It also depends on review scores probably too, and how well they actually end up doing. Um, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, I'm gonna be that person who's ordering a pumpkin spice latte in the month of November here. But
Good.
I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 looks pretty dope,
It
honestly.
it looks
Um,
good.
everything that they showed off in that gameplay, I was like, sign me up, dog. Uh, I think Modern Warfare 1, like the I hate the way that they did this.
It's
The
the
newer one,
worst. I
the
hate it too.
the newer
The
one that they
deluxe
did.
edition
The newer one that they did, I
with
loved it.
pre-order bonus.
It was so good.
Yes.
Especially those night modes with the green like night goggles. It almost looked real. I'm not even kidding.
Mm,
There's something with that green filter that added to this weird realism to it all.
mm.
This looks like it's taking it up the
Yeah.
next step. And so I honestly don't need to play any other Call of Duty games other than these Modern Warfare ones because
I
these look like
agree.
the one, you know? So
Yep.
I'm totally in.
Yeah. I think, the Infinity Ward, I think just for me, I think has the better track record for these Call of Duty games. Treyarch did have Black
Agreed.
Ops, and I think World at War was Treyarch, which were incredible. Treyarch brought us zombies.
Yeah.
They did some great things, but for me personally, there's something about the flow of gameplay that Infinity War has that like is it's I can't even put my finger on what it is, but I just know when I'm playing an Infinity Ward Call of Duty and when I'm playing a Treyarch Call of Duty. But this, yeah, I mean, Modern Warfare 2, this trailer looked really good. I think they kind of, I feel like it's like they're kind of setting the standard, I think the first Modern Warfare was like a reset almost for multiplayer first person shooters. Warzone was just, I mean, it's still getting played and people still love Warzone. So interested to see how Modern Warfare 2 is going to fit into Warzone and, the graphics and the gameplay and all that stuff. So that looks really good. That looks
Yeah.
Yeah,
fun.
I agree.
It is nice to see them do some new stuff. Like I really thought the like ship, you know, leaning back and forth and like the cargo moving around and so like
Oh yeah.
hover moving over. Like I think that's really cool. Honestly, I'm like the very very occasional Call of Duty player.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if I've ever bought a copy for for myself, but I've played here and there with friends and it's like okay, yeah, this
yeah,
was like a fun night. But it
sure.
is like nice to see them maybe at least try to like progress
Yeah,
the gameplay and whatnot,
Hmm.
and not just be static. So
for sure.
Yeah. I will say I'm not necessarily like stoked for this game. This is more of like a technical background kind of thing. Layers of Fears is interesting
Hmm.
because Bloober Team, who was known for that one game that came out on Xbox Series X around the time of when it was released, that I don't know
the
why I'm
medium.
saying this. Thank you. Thank you. The Medium.
I'm like, you're
Um,
looking for a name, I
I'm
think.
looking for a name. I can't think of it. The Medium. They made that game, and the rumor that's been going around was that they were working on a new Silent Hill game. They
Uh,
never confirmed nor denied, but that's been the rumor. Konami supposedly has 3 developers working on a Silent Hill game. Supposedly it's like an in-house developer and then 2 external. And one that people have been thinking is Bloober. The other one people have been thinking, again, this is not confirmed, but thinking is Kojima-san. Um, I don't think that it's happening. If it is, I would freak out. But I will say that the fact that they are making Layers of Fears does not mean that they're not making a Silent Hills game. But it is interesting that they are making. It's weird because Layer of Fear was not made by Bloober Team. It was made by a completely different team, and they are, I'm guessing, making like a story, like an actual full blown story for this game. It's funny because they're going the route of Silent Hills.
hmm.
It's really weird because it's always been Silent Hill, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill Downpour, whatever you want to call it. And then when Kojima wanted to do it, he called it Silent Hills with an S at the end.
Plural.
It's always been Layers of Fear and then Layers of Fear something else. Bloober Team is control of this and they call it Layers of Fears with an S at the end. They're messing around. They know
They're
what they're doing,
messing
you
with
know?
us, man. They're
And so
messing with us.
it's interesting that they're choosing to do that. Again, is it possible that they're making a Silent Hill game on the side? Possibly, but I don't know. I don't know how big that team is, to be quite honest. And
Yeah.
so we'll have to wait and see. Adam, did you find something?
Yeah, I mean, I googled and now I'm on a wiki page, but I don't know if this wiki page is just wrong, but it says that Bloober Team made the 2016 Layers of Fear game.
Well, guys, this is my
So
last time
I
on this
don't
It's been
know
a
what's
great
podcast.
going
podcast.
So
on.
it's been a
Y'all
great
have a good
podcast,
night.
guys.
We're done.
That's it. You know, my entire cred is out the
we'll
window.
take care of it in post. That's right.
Yeah, we'll
That's-
cut
that's
that
fair.
out. We'll just say
Easily.
yeah. We'll
I'm gonna
paste
cut in
the
right
audio.
here, and Bloober Team has said that they never made Layers of Fear. Actually, they did make it. Oh, I already I
You already
screwed up
messed
when
it
I was
up.
trying to fix it already.
All right, second post edit.
Yeah,
'Cause
second post edit right
We do
here.
these post edits. They,
All right.
they happen. We've talked about it. They've actually happened, right?
Yes.
Right.
I've had to before. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
because
Well, I'll
I
own it.
swear Adam swears a lot, and we have to cut out Adam swears.
Y'all remember there were a couple times where we just didn't release an episode, and it's just because
Adam
just
couldn't
went
stop.
it wasn't technical issues. I just went
Mouth of a
off.
sailor. This guy.
Listen,
you know?
parenthood is stressful. All right, we get
And
it.
you can't cuss at the kids, so you gotta
No.
find somewhere else to cuss.
This, the
You gotta
podcast
put it
is the
somewhere else.
outlet.
The video game podcast. And
To-
we're back in.
Yeah, we're back. Oh, back in. To finally to just end off on Summer Game Fest. I will just want a quick note. I do like the developers MiHoYo, the guys who make Genshin Impact. They're making this game called Zenless Zone Zero that honestly looks dope as heck. It's like this action RPG. I think it's open world. I could be wrong, but there's just so much style to it. I love it. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it.